Those adventures when you're buddied up with somebody it wears on me, you know? Like I can do it, I can make it through, but you're making adjustments for the people around you at all times. So it's like eventually I don't want to share my avocado anymore. That's the true story. That was the true. Oh, you're not gonna. We got to a point where we'd always share it, and then one day I didn't share it anymore. I feel bad. I don't want to feel bad about that. Doing great.
I'd say so. Oh, you want to pitch me one of those bad boys? Yeah. Yep, there we are.
Hold up. Let me get my mind right.
So, is this you right here?
That's that's my photography.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's the same. That's this picture right here. That's like one of my favorites. So I've had it printed out a lot. But this is a recent mag. This just came out. Like I just got that in the mail like last month. So it's our friends in Japan. It's their magazine. So everything's in Japanese. But they've got super good style, and that's the Northwest issue. So there's a lot of my friends in there, and that's I think there's like 8 or 10 pages. That's Stevens Pass.
This is Stevens?
Yep.
I drive over Stevens a lot, actually.
Where are you going to when you do that?
I go to Wenatchee, Omak.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You got 4-wheel drive?
No. Rear wheel and sandbags. I got chains, but
that sounds sketchy.
It does sound sketchy.
There's a big storm right now. I hope you're not going over there in the next 2 days.
Such a dirtbag. I sent the new guys.
That's perfect.
So I could do this with you.
Oh,
so
hell yeah. Oh, that's
great. Definitely loving it. It's awesome.
Yeah, so that was
anyway,
like...
that's Stevens Pass. It's fucking totally screwed this weekend, you know.
So that's the intro to the story, and like my buddy Ian, and he wrote the words.
Oh, damn. So
it's in Japanese.
Oh, damn.
So we're not going to read it. My other friend David, he's from Switzerland.
These are in Stevens.
This is all Stevens.
Yeah, this is all in
Japanese.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's it for that story. But this one's cool. This one's a poster too.
Oh,
I just kind of brought stuff to kind of show what I don't know if I've been doing. I guess. Yeah. So it's in the mag's poster.
So yeah, Stevens is your home spot.
Yeah, I lived there every winter for like.
And that's why you had the chimney in it, right?
Probably like 15 years. I lived there for every winter.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, I was a lift operator there when I was younger.
Shit.
I'd like run the chairlifts.
Yeah.
And I was a photographer at the same time, but I was just kind of learning.
Yeah.
And then I worked this thing called the company store where you just like sell burritos to employees, and that was super nice. Chill gig.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. And then I worked in the terrain park. So you like go and like scrape the jumps and like think you're cool and hang out in the park. But this whole time I was realizing I started to sell photos right then. I sold my first photo ever at Stevens to like the marketing there. And so I started selling photos, and I calculated the amount of money I made working at the pass. I was only making $2,500 a winter. And that's what I was living off of somehow. And I told myself, if I can make that much with photography, then I could like quit. Because it was getting in my way. Like working at the resort was like taking up too much of my time when I wanted to be shooting. So I was like, I'm going to quit, and I'm going to go shoot full time, and I only need to make $2,500. And then I'm like, that's a step, you know?
Yeah.
So I did that, and then that's what started me off.
Okay, so you sell a lot of your photos?
I don't know. It's an interesting question. It depends how you look at it. I guess right now, yeah, the ratio is real high, but it's because I'm not shooting that much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Back then, or for a long time, I was like going as hard as I can to like prove to myself that I was as good as the other guys or whatever. Yeah. And then eventually I was as good as the other guys, so I didn't really, that kind of was a changing point for me.
Damn.
Yeah. So now I need to be real motivated. Either I've got a gig where I'm shooting and I'm getting paid, or it's got to be something that like I'm just really backing, like for me personally, which used to be snowboarding. And now I'm transitioning into something else.
Moving other stuff, trying other things.
Yeah, I have been for like 4 years now. I've been checking out other realms and like getting other interests.
Yeah, well, so the other countries you go to, and what adventures you do out there that you really took it?
So far I've only traveled for snowboarding.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Just going to. They have snowboards in India?
Yeah, we went to the Himalayas.
Oh.
Yeah, so we were up in like the very northern zone.
Really?
Mm-hmm. That was really cool.
Really?
Yeah, it went good. We got a story in the magazine and really good weather. And we found...
How cold does it get there?
I don't remember it being...
Cold?
Nah, it wasn't
They had snow?
Oh, yeah. It was great snow. The elevation's so high. I forget what it is, like 15,000 feet or something. It's really high up. So the snow...
Past ear
it
popping.
stays. Like, it comes in good, and then it just stays good for a long time. You know, because the temperature doesn't really change up there.
Damn. Damn. So snowboarding's kind of your more primary thing for the longest period?
It has been, yeah. That was like my life from like 18 to 27 or something like that. Yeah.
All right.
So that was my main gig. And I did this stuff too. I did underwater photography. It's been a while though. I've been out of that, but I'm about to get back into that on my next trip coming up here.
And so warm water preferably, right?
One of my dreams is to get a shot under the ice. Like I want to be under the ice, and have like, it's like so beautiful. I don't know if you've ever seen a shot, but it's like, I want a shot of me or someone else just like, and the ice above you, and that's it. You know, just a beautiful blankness.
Yeah, so you were wrestling with a squid, or were you taking photos of it?
What, when I was doing
your underwater photography right there?
Yeah, this one's actually Jasmine's. I just brought it in as a prop, but they're all the same. They look identical.
Right.
So yeah, this thing, and these are gnarly. Like if you can hold it if you want. It's heavy.
Say no more.
Just for the weight, but it's fragile too. So.
Yeah.
So it's heavy. So imagine you're trying to
underwater
shoot with that thing, and you got a mask on your face too. So it's really hard to do, especially in cold water because you got gloves on. So you big thick gloves. You're trying to operate stuff.
Kind of hard to probably swim with this up.
Yeah, you got to be a good diver too. So you're like used to your controlling your buoyancy underwater.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's what we shot this with, was one of those, and that was in Maui. But that stuff's really fun. It's beautiful underwater. It's quiet. It's just a whole another deal.
It's crazy. I've never held one of these.
Yeah, they're not. I mean, you don't see them around very often or anything.
No.
Not very common. They're expensive too. Like the whole kits are expensive, and it's definitely a rich person's hobby. It was pretty tough for me to get into it. I think I just went on credit card.
So you were wrestling with a squid or what?
Oh yeah. Yep. I was trying to get this octopus photo for a long time, probably a couple years, and then one day, I finally got it. Yeah.
Were you just tracking it or what?
Well, we would find where certain ones were, and then we would go down. They're always like in these little holes. They're dens. They'd be like under a boat or like in a rock, and you can just see their arm or you can see their eye, and then like their suction cups like this. So like they're all burrowed in there looking at you, but they're so strong because they have They have 8 arms, that are just suctioned in. So you're never going to be able to pull one out or anything.
Yeah.
So we used to do like some tricks where you like catch a crab on your dive, probably kill it, like hit it with your knife or something, and then go over to the octopus and you like touch it to the octopus's arm because it likes to eat crabs. And then sometimes it'll like stick its arm out, or like we thought it would make it come out,
Right.
But that never worked. It would like stick its arm out and it would get it, and then it would just take it, and that was it. So we failed a lot of times. But then eventually we just we heard about this one down at Alki. And we went down there, and it was just like
diving. You can dive out there.
Yeah. Yep, it's a good spot. And
really,
yes, we just heard about this octopus out there, and I think National Geographic had been down there filming like the same one, like just right in that same period of time, and they said it had a 35-foot arm span. Yeah, but like the tentacle gets real tiny and like ravels up, So it's, but yeah, it was a big boy. Yeah, and so we finally got down there, and my buddy Corey, my dive buddy, he kind of coaxed it out, and because it wasn't, I don't know why it wasn't all wedged in, but somehow we ended up photographing it out of its den, and I got a good shot.
Really?
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that was cool.
It's hunting for octopus.
Yeah, I mean, that's so fun. That's like the funnest thing.
You can't say that's an everyday experience.
It's like a unicorn or something. It's like, let's go find this thing and check it out. And
how long did it take you searching for it?
I don't know. Like that night, you mean, or just in general?
Did you find it the first day, or did you have to go?
That one we found immediately. We knew where it was. It was in the Honey Bear. Like there's like these boats underwater, and they have names. This is kind of like a dive park. Like it's like, the octopus is under the Honey Bear, so we just went right to it.
Really?
Yeah. Whereas before we were looking in like more unknown locations, so we'd have to like, you can find their holes. Like there'll be a bunch of shells outside, so if you're like looking, you can like see all these shells because they've been eaten, and then like chucking the shells out. So there's little tricks.
Damn.
So that was good. I probably got like, I was really into diving for a long time. I think I had like 400 dives. I lived in Greece for 2 months doing like a dive internship, like guiding dives and swimming through caves, through mountains and stuff. Mm-hmm. That was my first international travel.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
How long were you doing that for?
I was just there for 2 months.
Oh, that's a long time.
It was supposed to be like 5.
Did you get along good speaking English, or did you know?
Yeah, we were in a
speak in Greece.
Greek.
Really?
I don't know. We were. They do have their own language, yeah, but we were speaking English.
Oh, really?
Yeah. We were in a tourist town, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was like the common language.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. And you were diving around the caves?
Yeah, they got a bunch of caves there. Like you can go through mountains underwater. It's pretty amazing.
Really?
Mm-hmm. So one dive, we were 100 was an advanced dive. Like normally, when you get certified, the basic certification, you can go to 60 feet underwater. That's like what you've learned to work with. And then on your next one, you can go the advanced. You go to 100. So we were teaching an advanced course, and we'd go down to 100 feet, and then everyone like high fives or does whatever they do down there, take a picture or something, and then you'd go up a little bit, and then there was a cave that like went up, kind of through the mountain, so you would be ascending and going through.
You guys didn't have no earpieces, so it's just like this way.
Oh yeah, you got your own like hand signals under there.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah. So it helps if you dive with the same
through
people.
The cave, you're going through a tunnel underneath the mountain type deal.
Yeah, you got lights. You got flashlight. And then there was one where you do that, and then you pop up, and there's like you're in a cave completely. There's no exit.
But you can breathe.
Yeah, but there's air in there. Yeah, and we just like all go and hang out in this den, and it's all white all over the walls, and like you go through this big section of cloudy water. It's like really trippy because the water's so clear there. It's like really clear blue, and you can see for like miles. But you go through this cloudy section, and you pop up in this cavern. Super weird. And you hang out, and you bullshit or whatever a little bit, and then you go back down and finish the dive.
You can take your mask off.
Yeah, and then afterward though, they told us that was all like bat poop. Like that's a bat. Like bats live in there, and so that cloudy water is just a bunch of bat poop. It's kind of weird.
Nice.
Yeah.
And so how's the weather in Greece?
It's hot.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Topless beach, right there. We would walk from our, like, housing that they were giving us. Like, we started off in kind of a ghetto housing, super ghetto. And then we ended up in this really nice, like, sky-rise, like, white pillars and, like, up on a sick patio. I actually lived out on the patio because it was so crowded. But we would walk the beach about a mile every morning to work. And it was just, like, really topless babes from all over the world. Yeah, it was pretty funny. And then we carry the scuba tanks out on the beach every day to the Zodiac or whatever boat we're using, and it was cool. At the time, we had like things that we were upset about doing it, but looking back, it was like, it was so cool.
You'll never get that experience again, right?
No, I won't.
You can't relive that.
No. Yeah, this was cool. This was kind of my favorite thing I've done with the snowboard world so far, because this was my own project.
Right.
I was always trying to like be good enough to be accepted by like the other people, and this time I was like, screw that, I'm fine with how good I am, and like I like this idea, so I'll just do it and see if somebody else likes it. And so we'll start here. I was living in an RV up in the parking lot at Stevens. There it is. And it was a 32-footer, like big, pretty big RV. Right. So I lived there, and that's my van up front, 2-wheel drive, sketchy van. Right. That was pretty funny. But yeah, so I lived there, and then I wanted people to come and stay. It's like, my idea was it was going to be like a hostel sort of deal. Like, you don't have to pay or anything, but like come stay and hang out and ski or whatever. Mm-hmm. So these are all my friends that stayed, and I took a Polaroid of all of them. And then that's the opening of the story, is all my friends' faces. So that's pretty cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Locking them in.
Yeah, and then this is my buddy Andy. He was my neighbor. He's a woodworker, so that's his house that he built.
He built that.
Yeah, so he lived in that.
That's pretty badass.
Yeah, and he would hang next door to me. He's an amazing guy. He's got a stand down at Pike's Place now. I was just down there buying Christmas gifts.
Really?
Mm-hmm. So that was cool. We shot that at night, obviously. And then there's some words, probably me saying, who knows, whatever I was saying.
Crazy.
Yeah, probably got some good words in there. I haven't read that in a long time, but I don't know.
I took a chance for $2,500. I drove her home that night. Over the next 2 months, I tinkered with the RV in my parents' yard. Fall rains revealed hidden leaks in the dashboard temperatures gauge. Soared the engine overheated due to the oil coolant seals. Is this you talking about your?
Yeah, the rig, sketchy RV that I had
32
bought.
foot?
Yeah, that's funny. I had it parked in front of my parents' house, but like not in their driveway. It was like in the street,
Yeah.
and the neighbors were so bummed. They were just like, "When are
Who's
you gonna
this
leave?" Like
jackass?
I had to leave. It got to
Get
the point.
this out of my
Yeah,
yard.
got to the point where I had to leave. Like I was on the roof, like grinding stuff, like metal flying everywhere, and like tarring things, and
Just rigging it together. But
it was
worked.
fun.
But it worked.
Oh, it worked like a dream. I had a projector in there, so like my friends would come over, we'd have movie night and
no
cooking
shit.
pancakes. And
And so you just, how long do you sit out there when you go out there to Stevens? And how long will
that
you
was for a whole winter.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
3-4 months?
Yeah, like December
Till the snow
to
started
April,
drying up or what?
mid-April. That time I think I just stayed. I was
Yeah.
just there for whatever, like snow or no.
Yeah.
Those all my people were up there,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Always something to do.
yeah, it was good. But this is a kind of a long one. I think I got I had a journal in there, so the guests would all fill out a journal page. That was kind of the deal, and so some of their pages are published in here, which is pretty neat too.
Damn.
So that was the rig. So you could sleep up here. You could sleep right there. You could sleep right there. That's my dog again. The little dining room. We had a cool custom little tree trunk table, and then there was another bedroom, my bedroom back here. So pretty cool.
Oh, yeah. Zach almost blew his hand off lighting a firework. Yikes. Damn.
Stuff like that.
Oh, yeah. See, that's cool. Little thing, places I visited, people I met, what I enjoy most. That's what's up.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
love that stuff.
Stevens Pass veteran here, everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was my good friend Dylan and his dog. He would live in the lot a bunch of times too, but he always insisted on sleeping. I'd be like, dude, just stay over. We'd be talking till 2 in the morning. Like, there's a bed right there. It's warm in here. And then he would go and stay in his truck every night, and he'd
Right.
just be roughing it. And so I really like that photo because that's the real deal. There he is.
Yeah.
He's a good dude.
Huh. Does he still do that a lot? You talk to
I
him?
haven't talked to him much in the last year or two. I haven't been up at the mountain much, so I don't know what he's up to exactly. He builds chairlifts now. It's running that stuff. Like helicopters come in with these giant metal poles, and he's guiding them into the ground and stuff like that.
A 32-footer. That's funny. So what did you end up doing with that? You try to roll it back, or did you?
I drove it back down eventually, and I sold it.
Really?
Yep. I had it in my mom's yard for a little while. That was really fun.
Alright.
Yeah, she was stoked. I had it in the yard with the awning pulled out, and then
Yeah.
my other van parked underneath it. It was a good look.
It is
And me and mom would hang out in the yard and be like
chill.
white trashy style. Yeah, she liked it. My dad hated it. He absolutely I've been on one with vehicles, and I made him probably lose some hair and stuff.
Surfing. That shit's crazy, huh?
It's awesome.
Yeah, I just play with a little boogie board on Venice Beach, but
Yeah.
that shit can get intense too, man. Those swells.
Check this out. This was over Christmas right there. So the last couple of days I was doing that. It's like snow on the beach, you know. Yeah.
Cold.
Yeah, it was good though. Like it's
Swells were nice. Huh?
yeah, everything worked out, which is super rare for me. But I think I got the best wave of my life actually these last couple of
That
days.
one?
Not in the photo, but that session, yeah.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Where was that at again?
That's out on the peninsula.
Oh, this peninsula?
Yeah.
Me and the peninsula are one.
Nice.
Yeah, better there than there, as I like to say. But yeah, man.
Yeah, so surfing's been good for me. Super just
That
you got to be
was-
real patient, or how I've done it, you've had to be real patient, you know.
Yeah, because they don't just keep coming.
No,
up.
and you got to be so strong and stuff like that. So you
Yeah.
got to be fit enough and then be at the right place at the right time, and I go over, and it's not good very often here, so I would drive around too much, and I took a break from it this last year because I just kept not scoring. It just wouldn't work out.
you
Even
just
if the waves
went
were there, I wouldn't be able to catch them, or if I caught them, I would not be able to surf
Yeah,
them.
your first time surfing has always been in Washington?
Yeah, I mean I've surfed in Mexico.
Oh.
Now I've been down there a few times.
How was that?
I like it a lot.
Yeah?
Yep.
Were the swells more common?
Yeah, the waves are way better
Really?
all the time.
Yeah.
And warmer, and that's actually where I'm heading next.
Really?
Yeah, next couple of days. I'm hoping to be cruising before the new year.
Damn, the peninsula. I didn't even know you can catch waves out there. I know you can on Ocean Shores, right?
Yeah, I think it's pretty windy there and like a little funky, but they got a wave that shows up sometimes. I've seen some pictures of it, but I never saw it. Yeah, out on the peninsula, people surf like at La Push, like a ton. Like you probably heard of that. Yeah, La Push and Hobuck. Yeah, those super beautiful places.
Fucking America.
Yeah, it's a good spot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So how did you get involved with the cannabis industry?
Cannabis, yeah, that's interesting. So I was doing snowboarding forever, and I don't know if everyone knows this or if this is universal everywhere, but where I'm at, the snowboarders like weed. Like they all do weed. And so like I was doing snowboarding, doing my own little hustles with the photo gig and stuff, and they were always doing weed stuff. And I never really like tapped into it. I was like, they're doing weed. I don't know about that. Like I don't know what's going on. Seems like they got money, so that's cool. But I would just do my own thing. And then the weed, but more and more of my close friends were like in that world. And so I started to trust them more with time, you know, and be like, dang, they kind of got it. Seems like they got a good thing going. And then as soon as the weed became legal,
In Washington State.
yeah, all these people that I know were like running businesses and stuff. And they were like, if you want some work, there's work available. You can come make money and like have your own schedule in life, but like happy to hook you up with like a job.
Yes, sir.
So I was trimming some weed, and then I got a job as a delivery driver in Seattle delivering weed.
Right, and it was for medical, right?
You know, I never asked. The money was really good.
Hey.
The money was really good,
Yes,
so
sir.
I assumed
It was all
it
good.
it was in a gray area.
Yeah.
You know, if it's cash and it's good pay, probably gray area. Like I actually got pulled over once when I was on the job too, but it went over fine. But and I had a van that had a whale painted on the side, like it was like a mural on the whole side.
Right.
So I would pull up to the people's place and I'd text them, be like, "Yo, I'm out front. You know, come out, bring cash or whatever." And then they'd come out and be like, "Oh, the whale van, that's awesome." And then I'd sell them their weed, and then I'm off to the next house. And that was a good gig though. I got paid super good, and the owner was like, he liked me a lot, so we would just bullshit just like this.
Like a Craigslist ad type of thing, right?
It was like a company though. Like his phone was just ringing off the hook, you know. So he'd send me out with like deliveries. He'd be like, it's all weighed out, bagged up. So I'd have these little lunch bags, and then I'd have like a bunch, and I'd go all around town and boop 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 boop, and I'd have the addresses, drop them off, come back, and he'd have another round for me. And then there'd be like 3 or 4 drivers out doing the exact same thing. Yeah. So dude was
How long did you do that for?
he was killing it. I only did it for 3 months, I think. But I made super good money because they'd give me tips too. So I'd go to like really nice hotels, like people were traveling, you know.
They wanted that good Washington State.
Yeah, and they're like, "Oh, it's legal here. This is cool." And like, so I'd have to go out and walk up and take the elevator and do all this stuff because they're not going to come out.
Yeah.
But then those people would tip me really good. Like one dude gave me like $100 tip once.
I love Lee.
You know, it was awesome, dude.
What a time to be in America.
Yeah, it was fun. And then I quit that job though to go work a harvest season with all my friends at a farm, and that was my first time doing that.
Good.
Yeah, and that was rough.
Big outdoor.
Yeah.
Those things get big, huh?
This one was massive. I forget the weight we did. I wish I knew the numbers, but yeah, it was like they were going for like the biggest, you know, or something like that. So we did that. It was super grindy and just like not really organized and not healthy, you know. But we made the money, you know, and then
Get out.
yeah, then I got out, and then I didn't go do it again. I took the job here with you guys at SPP shooting photos of the weed, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna do this and like live however I live, and just like I'm not gonna go do that again. But then I did actually go harvest again. I just got back, so but that was
how
like
long were you guys harvesting for?
I was down there for 2 months.
And they had you trimming too?
Yeah, we were harvesting for a month and trimming for a month.
Is medical or medical rec there? It's like the 50-50 there. Oh no. Oh, okay.
You got me. I don't know what the
Yeah.
It was
Oregon, everybody. It's Oregon. Put your O's up.
Yeah, whatever the logistics are, I don't want to say or not say the right things. I don't know. Yeah. I got paid. Worked out great.
Yeah. So you've seen a few facilities. How do you feel about the SPP facility?
I think it's really cool. This is the first like large indoor. Those big farms I was working on were outdoor, so quite a bit different. So I've never seen anything like this.
Yeah.
So as far as I can tell, everything's real professional. People really know what they're doing. They're serious and doing work, pumping it out. But
Roger.
I mean, I shoot the weed, so I know it's good quality. But other than that, I couldn't say. This is my standard, you know? It's like if I go somewhere it doesn't look like this, I'm just kind of like, oh, this is how you do it.
You definitely have took some shots with the marijuana.
It's been fun. I brought one over here. So that was interesting for me because I'm not like familiar with the extracts or anything. So to come in here and, you know, make stuff like that, images like that, has been pretty fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. And doing the macro stuff's been like the most interesting for me. There's been a big learning curve with that. But yeah, shooting here now, and that's been a blast.
Looking like some fire. So you're working on some new photography for the SPP?
Yeah, as much as I can.
Yeah.
Yep.
The new rooms, you got a lot more to play with than the last place.
There's a lot going on here. Yeah, definitely. Yep. But I wanted to say, I used to shoot when I was back in the snow world primarily. Craig had a clothing company, Vitalier, and I used to shoot for them. I don't know if you ever saw any of their stuff. Yeah. Yeah.
Liar.
So I was working with them.
I've been to the clubhouse.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of, you know, Craig knew me from that world, so he brought me in here.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is cool.
Worked out. Okay.
Yeah, it's going great so far.
Tons of photos. Seen them.
Yeah.
We've put them together.
Every single one you see, I think, for the most part. Yeah.
Put them together.
Mm-hmm.
The jar shots.
What's it like from shooting snowboarding like so wide to getting in here, macro on everything?
Mm-hmm. It's been really cool.
So hold on. Tell me, what's macro?
Nice. I think it just means close up.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
Close up.
HD looking shots.
There's some crazy stuff. If I would have been here like 15 minutes earlier, I got my gear over there, I could have set it up. I kind of wanted to. There's some insane. You can get real nerdy with it. And I had to like go into the nerd world to learn, and I'm still not even where they're at, but it's techie. So if you want to get like just like one single trichome, you know, like you can't just do that. No iPhone's doing that. You know, nobody's coming in and doing that. It takes a lot of energy to figure it out. So macro's pretty cool for weed. Weed's actually really interesting up close.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Goes every other angle.
It's cool. Yeah.
Piece of art.
Mm-hmm. So my next adventure. So I'm all packed up right now, and I've got 2 months. I'm gonna shoot at Stevens for March.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be back for that. But I've got January, February free right now, as far as I know. I don't know. I hadn't really talked about the dudes here about any work, but I'm gonna cruise for the next 2 months, and so I'm heading south. Because I don't want to do this cold, snowy, nothing. I'm going south.
Stevens Pass?
I'm taking a break, man. I'm taking a break. It's so cold. Miserable. So I'm going to somehow get to California. I'm thinking like Big Sur area. And I'm going to travel by bicycle from there, going south. And I'm going to go down Baja. And I'm going to shoot. There's a whale migration. And I'm going to go shoot the whales.
Migration?
Yeah, they're coming from north going south.
Okay.
Yeah, and they are giving birth at the zone down there, and I'm gonna go there for that, and I'm gonna get in the water with them, and like that's been a bucket list goal of mine to like swim with the whales and shoot that. So I'm gonna go do that. I'm pretty excited about that. And then I might go somewhere else and shoot these whale sharks down there. So I'm gonna do some photo stuff. I'm gonna ride my bike and surf, but I'm hoping to make it to mainland Mexico within the next 2 months. So like down the whole peninsula, and then take the ferry across, and then start heading south then too. But I don't know how quickly March will come, you know.
Mexico.
Yeah.
Right.
I've heard too much good stuff about mainland Mexico.
Oh yeah.
And I've been wanting to do this trip for probably 3 or 4 years.
Spanish?
No, I'll know more when I get back. I know a little bit.
Yeah.
You probably got me beat. I don't know much.
Oh, it's been a minute, but I'm sure if I got some beer in me, I'd be getting it out.
But yeah, so before my big dream was just to like bike and surf Mexico.
That's pretty
So it's kind of
cool,
scary,
man.
you know, like sleeping in tents by yourself. You don't know what's going to be going on. But I think I'm okay with it now. Like the idea, like I've been mentally
You've
preparing.
traveled a little bit. So
Yeah, I've done some preparation, you know. But now my like fantasy. So that goal is like I think is attainable. But my fantasy goal is to do that, come home for March, shoot photos, and then go back, leave my bike and whatever I got down there, go back and continue on, and maybe, you know.
End up in Brazil or something.
Yeah, who knows? Travel the world would be the big dream. So, but maybe I won't want to. I don't know. We'll see.
Backpacking, bike riding through South America.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
That's dope.
Yeah. So
You
I'm
got
excited.
Jordan Ingmire holding
Yeah.
it down.
I'm gonna go get in shape, get the sun, the good food. you know.
I'd say
Learn to
that's
surf.
good.
Like, I can do it, you know, but I'm going to actually, like, I'm going to get a little better on this trip.
So how much do you think you're gonna? Is that your next one you plan on doing?
Yeah, I'm leaving in a couple days.
Hold on. You're leaving in a couple days?
Yeah, I got everything in
To
my...
South America?
Well, I'm heading south.
Okay.
Yeah.
See how far you get.
Yeah.
I think you can do it. So hold on. How are you gonna start on your bike?
Well, I need to get a ride to, like, Big Sur. I want to get a ride to
Big
this
Sur,
California.
South California?
It's wherever the sun is. I want to get a ride to good weather.
Okay.
So I think, like, San Francisco area. So I'm going to get a ride down there, and then I'm going to start pedaling from there.
Start rolling.
Just cruise. Not go too far or too hard.
So how much stuff are you gonna bring?
Well, I got a car full of stuff right now, and I'm going to slim it down. So not much.
And
But I'm going to bring a surfboard. So I don't know. It depends what your perspective. For a normal person, I'm not bringing anything. It's like probably a pair of clothes that you ride in, and then a pair of clothes for when you're not riding. And I'm not bringing any real shoes.
boots strictly.
No, sandal. I have these like adventure
Sandals?
types. Yeah, I got these hiking sandals that are like
Hiking
They sound
sandals?
nerdy. They sound nerdy, but they're really sick.
Okay.
And I bike in those. I hike in those. I do everything. So I'm gonna bring sandals and Crocs.
Fuck these Arlington boys.
When you're not
You
wearing
in Arlington?
no, I've graduated to this. This is the way to do it, man. This is the way to do it. No, if you look in my those sailing photos, I was wearing those Crocs. Like
Goddamn Crocs.
you get to camp and you have to take whatever you were exercising in all day. You want that off, and then you got to put something else on. So that's when the Crocs go on.
The fucking Crocs.
Yeah.
I think you got me beat by 100 different ways on the activities, man. I'm just in awe, like hearing you diving through caves, riding the bike across the United States, basically. It's crazy things, man. A lot of people don't do that.
No, but something I've thought was interesting, because you hear about people who do this sort of stuff, and you're always like, wow, that person's like, they're driven, or like, how come they want to do that? And like, I don't, like, they're like superhuman.
Yeah.
And so I've wondered, because the reason I started doing that stuff was because my stomach got messed up from traveling, so I didn't feel good. So exercise would make me feel good. So I would be like, I'm just gonna keep going. I felt good today riding my bike. I want to feel good tomorrow, so I'm just gonna ride my bike again. So I had this like weird reason that you never hear anybody talk about that. It's like, or I don't know if they're just not being honest about it very often or open or what the deal is. But like I started doing those things in a way because I had to. It's not like I was gnarlier than anybody else, I don't think. I think that's interesting.
Pretty gnarly, dude.
It is now. It's unfortunate. It's gotten to a point, I don't like doing things that are dangerous, but now it's to the point where the things that I do usually have some weird danger element.
This is not jackass dangerous.
No, I don't do that.
And
No.
just run around trying to break a bone.
No, I'm trying to take it easy. I'm not going fast. I'm going slow. Just usually going really far for a really long time.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Don't break your foot.
It's good for the
down.
brain.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, super good for the brain.
Fucking savage.
So I did all this, did all that, and now I'm like on a quest for like health. I'm like all into health. That's like my thing right now. So like I've been like podcasting, learning about diets, exercise, weird things about the food in this country and like what they're pumping into us, and like that's a whole rabbit hole of a whole other world. But when you talk about doing the adventure life and coming from here to there, that's where I'm at now. Like my purpose that I'm going on this next trip to like learn about myself and health and stuff like that. Can't talk to her like this. I didn't smoke a joint.
I get the bag and flip it and tumble it. Straight off the lot, 300 cash. And the car came with a blunt in it. Lil' mama a thot, and she got ass. That she gon' fuck up a bag. Pull up to the spot, living too fast. Dropping the dope in the stash.